Let's talk global tariffs, the US global trade tariffs and their historical context and what could about to happen. I know this channel is all about crypto, but these things, they do impact our industry as well. As you can see, the market struggling because the fundamentals are being changed willy-nilly by the likes of Donald Trump and his war on his long-term partners, or the US long-term partners. They are being impacted by the who needs enemies when you've got friends like this. Just saying. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is FD465.tv, bringing you a video that impacts the crypto markets, even though it's not really crypto specific, but whatever we're going to cover in this video is certainly affecting the crypto markets, and it is going to continue to do so if the status quo remains, because things may be about to get ugly. But before I proceed with this video, guys, please know that I am not an expert in this field. I am also not an advisor, so anything I'm saying or stating in this video are just my own opinions. No expertise involved in here. Please do your own research, go to the proper sources that will give you the advice you need. I'm not a financial advisor. Like I said, please do your own research. Let's come back to this issue of tariffs. Everyone and their grandma have had a say on this issue. I'm probably the last one here, and they had a take on what I think about what's happening. So trade tariffs are taxes imposed by governments on imported goods and services, serving as tools to regulate international trade, protect domestic industries, and generate revenue. By making foreign products more expensive, tariffs can encourage consumers to buy domestically produced goods, thereby supporting local businesses and preserving jobs. Let's look at the historical evolution of trade tariffs. The issue of tariffs dates back to ancient civilizations, where rulers taxed goods passing through their territories to raise funds. In the modern era, tariffs have played significant roles in shaping economic policies and international relations. For instance, the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act of 1930 in the United States raised duties on numerous imports, aiming to protect American farmers and manufacturers during the Great Depression. However, this act led to retaliatory measures from other nations, exacerbating the global economic downturn. Recognizing the detrimental effects of protectionist policies, the post-World War II era saw the establishment of the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade, or GATT, in 1947, aiming to reduce trade barriers and promote economic cooperation among nations. I think this is also where the World Trade Organization came in. It's probably connected to that GATT. Impact on global trade relationships? Well, tariffs have historically been double-edged swords. While they can protect nascent industries and address trade imbalances, they often lead to retaliation, resulting in trade wars that harm global economic growth. The recent announcement by President Donald Trump of the US of sweeping global trade tariffs, including a baseline 10% on imports from all countries and higher rates for specific nations like the EU, Canada, Mexico, Japan, China, and South Korea, has reignited concerns about escalating trade tensions. So what are the potential ramifications for the US with what they are trying to do here? Well, you've got economic growth and employment. The implementation of broad tariffs can lead to increased production costs for industries that are reliant on imported materials, potentially resulting in higher consumer prices and reduced demand. This scenario could slow economic growth and negatively impact employment rates. So that is on the potential ramifications in the US. And let's look at the inflationary pressures. So tariffs often lead to higher prices for imported goods. Anyone telling you otherwise, they don't understand how economic works, or they are just playing politics, or they are just dumb, full stop. As the cost of living rises, consumer purchasing power may diminish, affecting overall economic stability. Retaliatory measures. Well, countries affected by the US tariffs have pledged countermeasures. For instance, EU announced retaliatory tariffs targeting approximately $28 billion worth of US exports, including iconic American brands like blue jeans, bourbon, and motorcycle. And the UK has also done the same, and I'm sure China and the others are doing exactly the same. So what are the implications for the global order and the US dollar? Because we've got to discuss the US dollar as well, because Donald Trump is trying to address this in isolation, but America did not get in this position by accident. This was all by design, as far as I'm concerned. So the implications for the global order. The aggressive tariff strategy that the US president has implemented might prompt affected nations to seek alternative trade alliances, which have seen already taking place with the likes of Europe, the UK, Canada, now starting to negotiate with the likes of China. That is dangerous for the US, but at the moment, Trump doesn't care. He thinks he holds all the cards, but I doubt that very much. So that may actually diminish the US's influence within global trade. Such shifts could challenge the current world order and encourage movements towards de-dollarization. The US's dollar status as the global reserve currency has been under scrutiny, with its share in global reserves declining as countries diversify their holdings. A sustained trade war could accelerate this trend, leading to a re-evaluation of the dollar dominance in international transactions. Let's look at the impact then to the American public at the moment, they think they are immune to that, but I doubt that very much. The general US populace is likely to experience the following effects. You got increased prices, where tariffs on imports can lead to higher prices for consumer goods, affecting household budget. Got the job market as well, that could be affected. There will be fluctuations within that market, where industries are facing higher production costs and may end up reducing their workforces, while protecting industries might see job growth. Investment volatility, well, market uncertainty stemming from trade disputes can lead to stock market volatility, as we have just seen. $2 trillion wiped off the value of US stocks. That's a lot, and that will end up affecting pensions and people's savings. Market uncertainty stemming from trade disputes can lead to stock market volatility, impacting retirement accounts and their investments. So while all seem to be okay from the Americans, or what they are trying to make us believe, tariffs are traditional instruments of trade policy aimed at protecting their domestic interests, but their broad application can lead to unintended economic and geopolitical consequences. The recent US tariff measures risk igniting retaliatory actions, disrupting global trade relationships, and potentially undermining the US dollar's reserve currency status. For the American public, these policies may translate into higher consumer prices and economic uncertainty. A nuanced approach emphasizing negotiation and multilateral cooperation may better serve long-term economic interests and global stability. So if you are an American, or if you're in the US and thinking this is good for your country, maybe if you want protectionism, but this will not end well, because right now you've got people who have been friends and people who have been foes and friends coming together to actually iron out negotiations between the two. That's what negotiations between countries should be. It's about facts. It's about what's happening on the ground. People coming together for the better of their population. America is isolating itself. It will be left with very few friends, I can tell you that. Those are just my opinions, of course. They are not coming from an expert. If you want an expert, you know where to go, guys. Let us know your thoughts on what these tariffs are going to do as far as the crypto markets are concerned. At the moment, I have no idea what the connection is. It should be the opposite, but tariffs are introduced, Ethereum and altcoins, they drop like a rock. Where is the connection? That doesn't make any sense. I know people will be saying it's about liquidity, tariffs, people will be rushing to safe havens and stuff like that, but crypto should be the safe haven. Bitcoin is holding quite well, altcoins not so much. Anyway, let us know your thoughts as far as these global tariffs are concerned, and whether you've got any fears. Until the next one, guys, FD for SafeUp.tv signing out for now. Bye.